Hello, everybody. I'm back again with my part two of my life. Um, if you guys did not see part one, please go back and see part one. It's gonna go straight into part two. So if you missed part one, it's not much, but you'll understand what I'm talking about in part two. But anyway, so back what I was saying. So like I said, I went to school, kindergarten, came home, and my mom was gone. Okay. So at this point, I ended up staying with the lady, who wore the panties on her head. Now, like I said before, I love this lady, but she wasn't my mama. And then it was like, you know, I stayed for a little while. First couple of days was okay, but then it was like she started getting mean, and I just remember just sitting upstairs in a room because I had to stay in the room a lot. And just sitting up there looking out the window like, oh my God, like I used to be free. I used to be able to go outside, do what I want to do. Like I could only drink milk and water. I couldn't have no juice, no nothing. She had like grandkids too. Actually, it was a little girl that I had smacked that I said in video one. And it was like they could have orange juice and stuff. And, their mom was coming over and they were coming over. And then I'll be really sad because they had to leave. And I was like in this house by myself with this old lady. I think y'all, you know what? I don't remember, but I think it was an old man in there too. I just know like on Monday nights, they used to watch wrestling all the time. And she used to smoke like them long brown cigarettes or whatever. Slims, I think they used to call them. I don't know. So anyway, I used to just like wait. I used to wait, pray, and hope that she come back. I didn't see her for a while. I know my auntie and my uncle came over to get me one day and took me like to get a Halloween costume and stuff like that because my auntie and uncle lived around the corner. And they would come and take me shopping, and like I would be so relieved to get out this lady house. I felt like when I went to my auntie house, that was just like a relief leave. But nobody ever said where my mama was. Like nobody ever said where she was. So all I know, like I said, I was 6. Don't really know dates. Can't recall how long I was there. All I know is like one time at school, and I think I was still in kindergarten, and they were doing an All About Me poster, and I refused to do it because, yeah, I was going to Dietrich Elementary School on the east side. I refused to do it because, one, I have no baby pictures of myself. Like, she has no baby pictures of me. I don't know what I look like as a baby. Now, I do have a 2-year-old picture of myself where I see myself at 2, but I don't have any baby pictures. And at that time, I had no pictures. And if y'all all did an All About Me poster before, you was supposed to put up pictures of when you was a baby growing up, your mothers, your parents, your sisters. I ain't had none of that. I refused to do it, and I got upset, and I got paddled. Now, like I said before the beginning, Mama didn't play them games. So I don't know if she was still on my paperwork or whatever, but I reckon she had got a call that they had paddled me. And that was the first time I had seen Mama in a long time. She reappeared, and I say she went in at that school. She acted a fool at that school. All I know is that I went back to that lady house. She was getting my stuff, and y'all was going home with my mama. Now, I don't know how long that was, but I was going home with my mom. I ain't even care. So, just coming up to the future, I did find out the only reason why she came was because she had got a new boyfriend and told the boyfriend that she actually had 3 daughters, not just 2. And he was the one that made her come and get me. Just an FYI. I thought it was because the school had whooped me, and I already know my mama didn't play. So when she popped up, I'm like, yeah. But anyway, so yeah, I ended up moving to a place called Indian Trail Apartments, which is another low income type situation. We stayed out there. First, we stayed because there's an up the hill and a down the hill. So we stayed down the hill. Life went back as normal. I was at home with my mom, my two sisters. I think they had a bird or something when I got home, and then her boyfriend lived there. Now, coming back home, I did get sick. I ended up getting pneumonia. So I was out of school the rest of the school year. And my mom still had to work. So there was this lady that watched me. I forgot what her name is. Ooh, I ain't even right. Joanne. Her name was Joanne. She used to watch me. I can give her name, but yeah, her name was Joanne. So she used to watch me while my mom went to school. I know I had pneumonia for like a really long time, so I know I was down for a really long time. I think I was like still 6 or 7 at that time. Just memories there. Yeah. So, like, y'all, one time I went outside and I was outside playing. And I don't know how y'all used to play back in the day, but we used to play in the woods. We used to little dirty kids. Like, I kept a wingworm everywhere, like chicken pox. I had everything, like everything you can imagine having, I had. Besides my arm being broke, and I'm gonna tell y'all how my arm got broke. But so I was outside playing one day with the other little dirty kids who was dirty like me. And this dude was sitting in his car, like staring at me. And I'm like, this is freaking weird. Like, I know I'm young, but like, this dude shouldn't be sitting in his car staring at me like that. So I went in the house and told my mom, like, there's a dude outside in the parking lot. He's staring at me while I'm playing with the other kids and whatever. So my mom came out and she went to the car and she automatically started cussing, going in. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's mom. Yeah, that's what mama do, you know? But then her boyfriend came out and I heard him saying, that's my child now. That's my child now. That's my daughter. And I'm like, what's going on here? So the dude got out the car finally and he walked up on me and he was like, I'm your dad. What? He's like, I'm your dad. And him and my mom and her boyfriend was talking or whatever. And I remember him saying, like, pack you a little bag. I'm going to come back and get you. You come stay with me for a couple days. And I'm like, okay, my dad. Wow. Never seen this man before, but okay. So we got in the house and my mom did explain that that was my dad. That's why he was sitting out there staring at me. And, he wanted to take me home with him for a couple of days. Like, I don't know this man. I don't know nothing about this man, but I'm young. Like, okay, cool, whatever. Who cares? So I packed me a little bag, y'all, and he was supposed to come get me that morning. I packed my little bag. I stayed by the door. I waited all day. I fell asleep at the door. The nighttime had came, and my mama finally came and was like, you might as well go put that little bag up because he ain't coming back. Which was, he wasn't never there before anyway. So I'm like, okay, cool. The boyfriend was really like my dad because he was the one that was taking care of me. He was all I really knew at that point. I knew my sister's dad. Like, so it's 3 of us and we got 3 different fathers. But my sister's dad was around. He took care of her. So he was around a lot. My older sister's dad was in prison. So he wasn't really around. And my dad was just like gone. So the boyfriend and my middle sister's dad is like the only 2 men that I really knew at this point. So yeah. Okay, so he ended up coming. He never came back. It is what it is. He never came back. Just going back to memories, life got hard. Life got really hard with the boyfriend, my mom's boyfriend, because he was an alcoholic. So, abuse started in the house. And I remember one Christmas, he was like really drunk. He used to be in the Navy, so they said that he suffered like shell shock or whatever, I guess. But one night, it was Christmas, around Christmas. I think it was like 2 or 3 days for Christmas, and they had gotten into it real bad. And my cousin was there, and I remember them arguing. And he used to have this portfolio that had like all his Navy stuff in it, all his Navy pictures and stuff in it. And I remember her threatening him one night because I think he had jumped on my mom, which I didn't see it, but she was saying like, "Woo, I'll burn this whole woo portfolio, whatever, woo." And this dude got mad, y'all. Like mad. This dude snatched the whole Christmas tree out the crib and set it on the patio thing we had outside. Let Santa was still singing. It wasn't funny then, but it's funny now that you think about it. This man snatched the whole Christmas tree out the crib. Police came and everything. They made him put the Christmas tree back. It's so petty. But then, like, as life went on, like, he started getting more and more abusive. And like one night, me and my middle sister, we were sitting at the table. I think we was playing Monopoly or something. And we heard my mom and him in there talking. They was having a drink. They was chilling. I don't know what they was watching on TV. My mom had just got these big old beautiful big couches, blue. They were blue. And I remember going into the living room because it had got a little loud, but I was a little girl. I went in there. They got the screaming and hollering at each other. I went on ahead. I walked out. And I guess when I walked out is when he hit her. And she had grabbed a hammer and threw it at him. And when she missed, he started like cutting up her couches, and she had just got the couches. So you hear her in there hollering and screaming. And then my middle sister ran in there to see what was going on. And then I see her and my mom both shoot back towards my way through the kitchen. I don't know what's going on. Then I seen a fan flying past me. Y'all talking about, no. Listen, because I don't wait for danger at all. I'm gone. I got about that jam. I ran over to the neighbor's house. And when I ran to the neighbor's house, my sister ran with me, which I thought my mom was with me too. But my mom went with us, so I was trying to get out the house to go back to where my mom was. And the neighbor was like, no, you got to stay in here. And I'm looking out the window and I see my mom running for dear life. And that was back in the day when we had when you hung your clothes outside to dry. That's how old I am. And you could see her like flying through the clothes, trying to get through the clothes. And she hollering and screaming, help me. And she got to the neighbor door and she was beating on the neighbor door. Help me, let me in, please. And I'm trying to open the door and the neighbor like, no, don't open my door. Leave my door closed. And she's standing in front of the door. And I'm like, that's my mom. She like, don't open my door. And we all looking out the window. And you just see dude come up from nowhere. My mom is only like 5 feet. She's a little chick. And you see him come out of nowhere and snatch her up. He body slammed her on like a picnic table that was outside, like right in front of the lady house we was at. He body slammed her out on a picnic table, and you just see him pounding on her. And I'm screaming for dear life, like, that's my mom! That's somebody help my mom! Which the lady had already called the police. But, took them time to get there. And he just pounding. And then you see him start biting on her. And he bit like a plug to this day. She has like a mark right here. And then it goes down her whole arm where they had to open her arm up and put like wires and stuff. He bit a plug out her arm. Like he really messed her up. So that night he ended up going to jail. My mom went to the hospital. They called my sister's dad, my middle sister's dad. I don't know where my older sister was at. She wasn't even in the house. I don't know where at my grandma's house. She stayed at my grandma's house a lot. She was a granny girl. So she was always at my granny house with my boy cousin because he stayed there a lot too at granny house. But they ended up calling my middle sister's dad, and his wife came to pick up my sister. And I was like, can I go? And she was like, no, I'm just here to get my sister, the middle sister. And I ended up staying with the lady who wouldn't open the door for my mama. So the next day, my mom came home from the hospital, and he came home too. And I was just like, I'm young, but I ain't dumb. And it was just like, why here? But when my place, child stay in the child's place. That's how my mom taught us. You stay in the child's place, stay in your lane. So that's what I did. So he ended up coming back or whatever, and after her arm healed, I think, I don't know how, I don't know if her sister, cousins, or somebody came and sewed the couches back up together so they could still be functional. I reckon they should have just threw them in the garbage, but I guess people didn't have it like that back in the day. Um, so yeah, that was one of them, and then like there was another time where we was living down the hill, and then we moved up the hill. Okay, and we was living up the hill, and my mom was getting new carpet put in. Now, just the FYI, my mom has been working since she was like 16 years old. She really didn't have to live in low income, but because of her age and stuff, she took that just to get out of her mom's house. But the woman made money, and then her boyfriend had a really, really good job too, so he made money too. So they was like living in low income, but they made that bread. But anyway, so we moved up the hill, and my mom wanted a new carpet. I remember that carpet too. It was blue. Don't ask me why, but it went with her furniture. So the guy came to put our carpet in, and of course he was black. And my mom kept checking on him to make sure, he was putting the carpet in, make sure he was putting it in the way that she wanted it, whatever. Whoa. And boyfriend again got drunk. Must have forgot he paid for the carpet man and for the carpet to be put in. And I guess my mama wasn't supposed to go up there. But, she was just doing some well checks, and well checks got her beat down again. Well, she ended up in the hospital again. Right. So she ended up in the hospital again. And like this time she was just like bruised up, stuff like that. He didn't really like break nothing, I don't think. And then still at this time, it was another time where we went to my auntie's house, and my mom was at my auntie's house, and some people they knew what he was doing to her, but every time somebody would come and try to do something about it, she would end up back with him, so people just stopped helping. So she went to my auntie's house, her sister's house, to get some air and just sit down and chill. And I guess he was looking for her because she took too long to come home. And we was all at auntie house, and my auntie had like a couch that was in front of a wall, and you had to walk through. When you come through the front door, you had to walk through a little hallway, and then the couch was right there. And he was coming in, and somebody was like, dude here. And she went to stand up to turn around to see. And as soon as she turned around, y'all, he punched her 2 front teeth down her throat. So she ended up swallowing her teeth. So I don't know what age she was, but she was really young. She ended up having to get false teeth in the front of her mouth. There was some other stuff that happened, like the abuse. It was just real. He never really hit me and my sisters at that time. So he wasn't hitting on us. He was just really hitting on her. Like, and then too, let me tell y'all a special moment though. So, like I told you, I had met this dude that said he was my dad and never came back, right? So the bad girl kid was at the park while we was living in Indian Trail, and there was this white girl, right? Heavy set white girl, bad attitude, bad. And I thought I was bad too, but I like to put my hands on people. So we at the park, the white girl up there messing with people because she thinks she bad and strong. And we had one of them one of them tall swing things where you get up there and it's tall and you got the long swing. So we go up there and she up there talking junk like we little kids still. But I snatched her by her hair, y'all, and threw her off that swing, off that slide. That's what it was, a slide. It was a circle slide. You go up and then you come down. Well, she didn't make it down the slide part. She made it from the side because I tossed her off of it. And she got up and went and got her mama. But this white lady came out and she going in. Like, when I say she hood with it going in. Which made my mama come out because mine hood too. And they going in. And then this lady appeared. This man appeared, old man appeared. And my mom gave him a hug. And I'm like, who is that? And she like, that was the white lady husband. And he was like, which one is mine? And I'm looking at him like, okay, because you don't look like the man that was staring at me the other day. And she was like, that one. So she pointed to me, and he walked over, and I met my granddaddy. Now, y'all won't hear more about granddaddy, but I met my granddaddy for the first time, and come to find out that the white girl was his daughter, and the white lady was his wife. So I just met my dad's side of the family, which they're married in. My dad is black, but they were married into the family. But you know how that goes. That's my grandmother. That's my auntie. But yeah, that was a special moment for me because the day this man found out who I was and came into my life, he never let me go. He never let me go. He didn't do the pack your bag, I'ma come get you, nothing. Y'all talking about I get the damn granddaddy. I was granddaddy baby, okay? I was granddaddy baby. I ain't no daddy. But you better believe I knew granddaddy. So yeah, that was really, that was really it for Indian Trail. Just a whole lot of beatings and stuff like that. Oh yeah, one night it was me, my mom, and my no, that wasn't it. That wasn't it. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that's up to, I think I went to Hermes. I think I stayed in Hermes to about what, the third grade, second or third grade. And then it's time to move again. So y'all, we getting ready to move again. So stay tuned for part 3. Don't forget to subscribe to my page, like my videos again.